Round one, we should point out again, is only 4 riders tonight. Should have been 5, but Remy Bissoir had a pretty big crash yesterday, and we'll leave him out of the competition for tonight. So we're going to see Danny Torres. He's the local matador here. He's the
used
favorite.
to seeing Danny Torres in round number 1.
Not used to seeing him in round 1, but he had a crash as well. Javier Villegas is also in the mix, the young man from Chile, a fun guy to watch. Rob Adelberg, of course, we've seen him come into his own in the last couple of years. And then the young Spaniard rides with Danny Torres a lot. We'll call him the new master because the student has become the master. Michael Malero is a fantastic young rider. Very good chance that Michael may be the guy in this group of 4 to go through. But this is a very tough group here. And we can hear that audience in the background there. It's just fantastic. Look at them. They're so behind their local matador. It just gives me goosebumps up here to think, you know, Danny is such a high-level competitor. He's going to be coming out here. He's got everybody in this stadium on his side. And, you know, that's going to be a motivating factor for him as well. But then there's Michael Malero. He's also got those.
Well, and here we go. Right side up tricks only for Danny. McMetz starting on for Danny. It looked like he wanted to actually combo that McMetz up, but he went really long on that. I got clarification. It is a 35-meter jump, which is 115 feet.
That's huge.
And that's a big dog to start off on. A whipped out stalefish saran wrap, a little bit of Indian air there, crossing up his legs. Indian air is when the legs scissor a little bit, so he does that very old school trick way back in the Mike Metzger days, the late 90s. And Danny coming around. Fred Flintstone.
Oh, love that
the
trick.
running
so
man
fun.
there. And Danny's got a good flow going. 20 seconds on the clock, so he should have this jump and maybe one more if he times it right. I'm curious to see what his joker trick is going to be. He stretches out the flatliner and then loops around here, and he's going back to the big dog. As long as you're under power into the tunnel when that clock hits 0,
you're okay.
The head judge is going to call this a make, even though the clock's at 0 now. This is going to count. And that, whoa, that was
the
executioner to double grab, ladders back onto the bike on the 115-foot ramp. Looking good, though. He is ready to come out, and he looked solid last night. He felt like he rode a little better than his score last night showed. He told me a little earlier, so I feel like he's going to have a little chip on his shoulder right now, and he's going to come out swinging.
Well, that's the thing, you know, when Javier has a chip on his shoulder, he does do well. I mean, it seems to be when he gets, you know, let's say, for lack of a better term, ticked off, he rides hard and strong. Here we go.
Big, stretched out kiss of death there over the 115-footer, and he wanted a little bit extra hang time, so he went about 135 feet on the 115-footer.
But he held it long. He held it really long, and that's something the judges are definitely going to appreciate.
Execution is going to love that. An absolutely big, stretched out Superman seat grab backflip right there.
We should point out the difference. You'll hear sometimes in the night a one-handed heart attack. It looks almost the same, but folks, that's when the rider is perpendicular to the bike, not parallel. Oh my goodness!
That right there is the biggest whip I've ever seen Javier do.
Wow!
Just crank that thing over. I don't know if he's been watching a little bit of Best Whip or what, but that's as good as I've ever seen him whip it.
That was fantastic. Oh yeah, one of my favorite Javier tricks.
We haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
We always called that the Pastrana because we didn't know what to call it. I know Travis did that a long time ago, but
he just adds one more dimension to it by putting that helmet on that back fender, right?
Except he does it way better than Travis. Holy grab.
His confidence and the way he rides has really improved. And we both mentioned it talking to each other earlier. He's so smooth and so consistent with his runs these days. It's amazing.
Well, I think he said he also wasn't happy. He thought he did a little bit more in that qualifier last night, so he didn't expect to end up here in this first round. So he's going to come out swinging. He said something that he relies on is his ability to just get out there and get right into it. So you're right, I agree on 100%. He's just smoothed up so much since that win.
And I really love the way that he fully commits to his tricks and extends. Here we go. Oh,
Cliffhanger backflip off the 115-footer. Great extension. You'll notice he gets the handlebars right down near his feet, not up near his knees, and he really straightens out to the hips. Great jump for that Joker trick. And the judges like to see you come out and not warm up and just get going big at the very start. Stretches out the 9 o'clock knack-knack. Puts down his flip levers. You'll see them messing with the bars up there. Those are levers that actually help them get the bike back underneath them during a big flip trick. He comes out from underneath.
Oh, wow.
And does the one-hand heart attack.
Nice extension. This is what I was talking about. He just pushes him and commits every time.
And then he comes around here on this elevated super kicker, looking for that use of course. First got to use it tonight. Just a little bit of a side super Indian air there, but he lands side saddle, which, you know, the judges love to see these little combos. They up the difficulty just a little bit.
Oh, cliffhanger to no-hander land to the base jumper. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Rob with a nice finish there for the judges.
I spent 7 years as the head judge on this tour, and I'm so happy to be up here just being the guy talking about these guys riding right now, because we've got the easy job. We sit up here, we got to watch these guys like Michael Malero here. We watch them throw down. We don't have that stress of having to count tricks and compare jumps against the other guys and against themselves. And the judging is such a difficult thing to do here. I do not envy those guys at all.
All right, Michael Malero into the tunnel to start his run. He's also hitting, as you like to say, the big dog. 35 meters, the gap on this jump.
And let's see if he does his flip trick first. No, he doesn't. So Executioner to rock solid.
He's one of the combo kids. He can throw down some mega combos. I've seen triple combos out of Malero on the right side up, so that's going to be helpful for him.
Yeah, it's something to stand out because you only get that one flip or rotational trick. And there it is.
He matches.
He does the base jumper just like Adelberg. So he's kind of trying to go 1 for 1 with him right now.
Seems like it, hey.
And here's something different. Starting off side saddle, and now he's holding on. He's holding on to the seat, and that
the one-hand land
is the California roll with a side saddle start, which usually a side saddle start would actually be more difficult in most tricks. I actually think it's a little easier to do. Not that I could do it either way, but it seems it'd be a little easier to do because we'll have to watch it break it down in slow motion, but he's actually starting with both legs on the one side of the bike.
Well, not only that, he's starting side saddle, but he doesn't have 2 hands on the bars. He's got 1 hand on the seat hold.
And speaking of the seat, he hits that jump and does the kiss of death, taking off on that 75-foot ramp while standing.
All right, well, here we go. Surprising Danny Torres with an 80.9 in 4th place. That is unheard of for a man of his skill. Javier Viegas from Chile with 81.0 in 3rd. So
he does not look
it's
stoked.
Down to Malero and Adelberg. Who will it be?
Only 0.1 of a point separating.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's Rob Adelberg just edging out Michael Malero. So we'll see Adelberg riding against Thomas Pages in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, well, he does, and I would say he's become a crowd favorite.
Hey, I'm Josh Sheehan from Australia. Madrid is pretty much a best trick comp, so I better bring my best.
Well, he's got some best tricks, including the legendary double backflip. I don't know if anyone's done more double backflips in competition than this guy. And
well, this is the thing that we both said when we were watching that double backflip crash yesterday. Wow, that's the first time we've actually seen him crash one in about 4 years.
It's been a long time. I think maybe possibly Australia is the last time we saw him crash. He starts off big, double grab backflip. The big 450, get him over that 115-footer, no problem. Starting off big and coming right into the corner. And an Indian air flare for Sheehan. And he comes around really nice. He's really getting comfortable with that trick.
Yeah, he does get that rotation really well. I mean, we saw the first time he did that at in Athens, and yeah, he struggled a bit with it, but now he's got it nailed.
Yeah, laying it out, a little Indian air there on the flatliner. Good line choice so far. He's still got 40 seconds left, and he's got 4 jumps in. So solid here, coming out of the tunnel underneath us here. And then that is a holy grab.
Combo to Executioner. Nice.
Yes. So the ollie grab, he floats back to, instead of walking his hands back, he floats back to the double grab position. Executioner, he goes back with one hand, taps his boot.
Should point out it's the opposite boot.
The opposite boot, and there, nice 360 with the upside knack in there. Gets really laid over on that 360. And
then here we go.
Double.
Oh no! Oh no! He had it this time. He had it this time, and he was just a little bit too short. Same problem that he had last night, but he's up, and you can see he is angry. He is not happy with the way that worked out at all.
And then here's our double. One, and then a round two, just nose bonks. It just
so
6 inches short, and he is just not happy. And there's Tom Pages, upper left of your screen.
Yeah, and he knows exactly what's happening there, and he doesn't want to see this happen, you know? None of these guys want to see each other crash, but look how close he was. And
he was close.
He landed hard on that front wheel, and he still managed to muscle that bike down to the bottom of that landing ramp. I mean, that is incredible strength, but there was no hoping. There's no helping him at all.
A little bit of a face plant. You know, you can see he is not happy. He hits his head a little bit because he almost falls over there and just didn't get the rotation.
Hello, I'm David Ronaldo from France. I can't wait to ride here and having fun on my bike.
2 years ago, David crashed against the wall in an arena event and managed to jam his hand in between the pads of the wall and break his middle finger on his right hand. This is his throttle hand, and if you pay attention, you'll see that finger can't wrap around the right throttle of the bike here, and that makes it so difficult to do tricks like this and throttle and maneuver. And he is riding so well, even with that injury that's just not healing properly.
Yeah, it's such an ugly injury. It looks like he has a half an orange under his glove there. So Ronaldo, he smells blood right now as he does the California roll, which is new in his bag of tricks there.
Yes.
And these guys are stepping up at a pace that I've never seen in freestyle motocross.
Well, they didn't have a choice with the way that Thomas is riding these days.
They have to step up, but they're up to the challenge. And then there is the Volt. And we're going to have to speak about this a little bit when slow motion because they look so similar. We'll break it down a little bit later in slow motion. But here's the elevated super kicker, Cordova backflip for Ronaldo. He's going for that use of course. Very smart, since that is actually 20% of your mark out there.
Yeah, big time. Speaking of 20, he's got 20 seconds left in the run here.
And a little bit of a stall on the bike there. And there we're not actually sure what to call that. We're saying
I asked him about this. He said it's a mace twist, heart attack, one-hand combo.
Well, and now, and whoa! The transfer flip, speaking of taking pages out of each other's books, Levi Sherwood had about 2 events to be the only guy doing that brand new transfer flip.
And now David's got it. As close as it was, and this one's going to count. He was in the tunnel on time. All right.
We're going to see what way the judges go here.
This is our judging decision. Keep an eye on the bottom of your screen there. You'll see the various categories. So there, variety goes to Josh Sheehan. So this is a good sign for Sheeny right now.
Wow, that's surprising.
David Ronaldo gets execution. So at this point, they're dead even.
Surprising, Sheehan got variety.
Ronaldo takes a second helmet for style. It only takes one more helmet for Ronaldo. And it's going to be Ronaldo moving on to the semifinals. And now we move on to the next quarterfinal between Adam Jones and Clinton Moore.
What's up? I'm Adam Jones from the United States. Absolutely nothing makes me laugh.
Adam,
that makes me laugh.
That makes me laugh for sure. You know what? He's always goofing around. He's a happy dude, and you know what? He has ridden maybe more events around the world than almost anybody in this game. He's a veteran. He's mature. He rides so smooth these days. I love seeing it. You just see these extensions. Dead body flip, 115-footer. Just starts off huge. He's coming out swinging, but what I like and I dislike about the way Adam's riding is he's riding for himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's doing what he wants to do, which I love about Adam. But sometimes I wish he would think more about the judges so he would score better, because he is doing executions and tricks harder than anyone.
And he's absolutely got the skills to step it to the next level with these new varial tricks. And Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get into that.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
that's
that
amazing.
combo right there, the turntable to saran wrap. We'll have to check it out in slow motion. I mean, that is so technical.
Yeah,
and so
that's
difficult.
that's a double hit in one jump.
Yeah, I mean, it stretches out. I mean, look at that. Double grab and flip. So few guys are doing that trick, and Adam just makes it look so easy. It's just, he is doing what he wants out there, and he's riding for himself, and you know what, you can see, he just looks great doing it.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger flip, one of the best in the business at that trick. He's not cheating the bike halfway up to his knees. He's getting it right down to his feet where he locks onto the bars. He stretches out. We'll be able to see it again. Like I said, we have to use slow motion a lot these days. And there we go, look at that.
So he adds that in tonight with the no-hander lander.
The no-handed.
Well, here we go with Clinton Moore.
Hey, I'm Clinton Moore from Australia. Pressure is good. It makes you stay in the game.
Well, Clinton's been staying on his game. Chatting earlier, he just said, I just wanted to come into this year and be consistent. Well, 2 first-place finishes, that's pretty consistent, I have to say.
Well, he's aiming for a hat trick off. When we saw that off the top of the show here. If he wins this event, that's 3 in a row. And that will be only the second rider in the history of the Red Bull X-Fighters to do that, besides Matt Probeau in 2008.
Well, starting off strong with that dead body flip, and then comes around with the big flare. And we talked about it last event. He's got a bit different style on that flare. He's very straight up and down, which isn't better or worse. It's just a little different. So it's kind of cool to see. It's always nice to see these guys bring their own flare to a flare. And then
the vault.
The vault. Absolutely. He's got this as nailed as anybody out there. I mean, he is back around before he's halfway through the jump.
Well, he did his first vault back in 2010, so he's got it in the bag and has had it in the bag for a while. Oh,
and there's the Bundy! Yeah, wow. And speaking of varials, that is his very own varial. No one else can touch. No one else is doing a varial like that. Speaking of the way that the guys bring their own flair to something. And there you see the live energy judge on the screen. And right now, that was close. So close. Does a little, I don't know if he'll get extra points for that nose bonk. If he was snowboarding or skateboarding, it might get a little extra points.
For sure, yeah.
Freestyle moto, that was just an extra pucker factor. And then nice 360 for Clinton to finish off. And you see the live energy judge out there, 86.2 for Clinton.
He liked it. Well, we already know that Clinton Moore is going to own that energy, excitement, and entertainment score. Execution goes to Clinton Moore.
And I feel that one could have gone either way because Adam has perfect execution.
He really does. Adam Jones, though, gets the style one. And these guys having a bit of fun up there, Adam Jones. And use of chorus goes to Clinton Moore. Of course, he used the quarter pipe there, so that's a big deal. Clinton Moore moving on to the semifinals. Adam Jones eliminated in this head-to-head number 2 in the quarters. All right, quarterfinal number 3, Taka Higashino versus Levi Sherwood.
Hello, I'm Taka Higashino from Japan. Yeah, I'll be enjoy. Yeah, this guy.
Always messing around is Taka.
I love the irreverent humor from Taka, though. It's just so fun as he heads into the tunnel to start off the big 35-meter-long kicker. Here we go, Taka. Rockataka here.
All right.
There it is.
Rock solid backflip, and that is just what an incredible way. And not only a rock solid backflip, over the 115-footer here.
Yeah.
That is an incredible way to start off. If you want to make an impression on the judges, that's the way to do it. Cordova flip.
Beautiful extension.
And it looked, I mean, to me up here, it looked like he was going to over-rotate that, but these landings are so high. These are huge. We talked about it at the top of the show. They're so massive, and here comes that Cali roll.
Oops, just about didn't get that left-hand lever. Huh?
He invented that thing, and now there's about 5 guys doing it. So
it's like you mentioned straight earlier, you know, it's used to have some time before somebody else would come up with your trick. Now everybody's getting right on the horse and moving into the next phase.
KOD flip for Taka, 20 seconds left on the clock, so we should see 2 more. Adam, tough guy in it in there, but you're not fooling us, buddy. Taka stretching out the 9 o'clock knack, nice and smooth. So as long as you're under power going into the tunnel, the last trick, which is this one, will count even if the clock is at 0. And there, an underflip for Taka.
Yeah, that's unusual. We normally not seeing him do the underflip.
Yeah, that was great. Great way to end off. The judges want to see you start strong and end strong.
Hey, I'm Levi Sherwood from New Zealand. I've won here in Las Ventas in 2012, and I'd love to get that feeling back.
Well, I think he can get that feeling back.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's definitely added the tricks that he needs to his cadre of tricks. So
well, that's what I like about Levi this year. I mean, he's so focused, and not only is he focused, he's learning new tricks.
Yeah.
He's putting new tricks down. And he starts off there, the starfish backflip.
I think my shoulders just popped out.
I mean, a la Dan Pastor back in the day, only upside down as he comes around. Speaking of new stuff for Levi.
Yeah, this is just the second time I think he's landed this trick.
Yeah, there he goes. The flare, and very smooth, and looking like he's been doing that for years.
Yep.
So, like I was saying, Levi adding these new tricks to his repertoire. He wants his championship back as he stretches out that double grab flip.
And no ladder at all getting back on board.
Once you've tasted a win, you always want to win. Once you've tasted a championship, and then the transfer Superman flip. And that is just, I mean, we were blown away a couple events ago with that transfer flip. Then throwing in the Superman, the old school Superman. I mean, that is just picture perfect. Cranking around the upside knack whip.
He's still got plenty of time, actually. He's
Still
got a lot
15
of
seconds
hits
on the clock. He's cutting this one short. I like how he does that. And even riding that 252 stroke, he still cuts that short. Everyone else going kind of the end of the runway there. So awesome to see that. I'm not sure if this is going to count. We're going to have to check with our head judge. But the Rodova flip.
All right, here we go. Judging call, variety. Levi Sherwood, execution.
Has to be
Levi Sherwood, yeah. Style. Ooh, half point for Levi Sherwood. He's moving on to yet another semifinal. Use, of course, that one belongs to Sherwood. Is it going to be a full pull for Sherwood? All 5, or is he going to get 4-1? It's going to be all 5 going to Levi Sherwood.
Got the sweep.
It's our first sweep of the evening.
And this is what the Spanish crowd have been waiting to see.
I'm Adelberg and I'm from Australia. Can't wait to get out there in front of the crazy Spanish fans.
Well, you're there, buddy. Let's see what you got. You know, nice thing for Adelberg is he's warmed up now.
Yep.
He's already been out there. He's already been on the course tonight, so that helps because a lot of these guys, they have to sit there for 4 or 5 hours after practice and then get out there and get into it. So here comes Adelberg. Starting off strong, the big dog, 115-foot cliffhanger, backflip.
What I really like too is Adelberg's not rushing it, but he's not really putt-putting around the course either. You know,
he's getting out here, and here comes the transfer flip out of Adelberg.
Wow.
That's a new one for
Adelberg
Rob
jumps into the
Adelberg.
school as well.
Hey, you know what? That is, I really am blown away to see Adelberg, Malero, Lee, and taking off on Levi's book there, and Ronaldo. And I looked away there. Was that Cali roll?
It was Cali roll with a fist bump at the end. It was nice. Good execution on it as well. I really like that one from Adelberg.
Coming back for the tunnel under us here. One hand heart attack straight up and down. The right hand on the seat and holds it for a long time. Execution judge loves to see that kind of stuff.
So do I.
Yeah.
Who's kidding?
This is going to be his last hit here. Coming back out. And Cordova flip.
Hello, I'm Tom Podest from France. Madrid, Las Ventas is good for the biggest tricks, so it's good for me.
Man, he's got a look in his eye today.
Yeah. We're crossing our fingers up here, and his parents are somewhere in that huge audience here in Las Ventas, keeping a close eye, or maybe they're closing their eyes as tight as they can.
I almost close my eyes up here in the booth when he rides, because he leaves it all out on the track every
it's
time.
all or nothing for him.
No-handed Superman to start off with.
Aren't they calling that a holy man for handlebar to handlebar? Have to double check that.
All right, what do we have here? The alley-oop flare.
Oh my goodness, it was perfect.
Absolutely stomps that. Just it could
Best
not be
one
perfect.
yet.
That's such a high level going on there. I mean, that's something BMX rider Jamie Bestwick would do on the half pipe, and here Tom is doing on his bike, which we didn't talk about this yet, but that's a special bike. He shaved over 30 pounds off that bike by using titanium, carbon fiber, magnesium, making a smaller gas tank. So many changes to this bike.
Special flip. Oh, love that trick.
Out of Tom, and now if we know Tom, he's probably going to come in to the vault right now. 17 seconds left. We see the live judging right there.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Oh my
I can't believe
goodness!
he got his foot back over.
I cannot believe
he
got back on, and he just skies to flat. And what is going on?
He wants one more jump, but this one's not going to count, I don't think.
And
the flare will not count. He was past his time. All right, judging time. Energy clearly goes to Thomas Pages with a bullet. Execution, 88.5 to 88. So Thomas gets the execution as well. Style, yeah, Thomas gets it. He's in a semifinal. Rob Adelberg eliminated in the quarters. It's Ventas. Andy, you've been here a long time. This is a storied building as we take a look at the graphic for our semifinal matchups. Clinton Moore, Levi Sherwood, David Ronaldo, Thomas Pages.